The Mastermind's analysis is sponsored by Figure 4 Radio and is brought to you in association with Toby's Toy Box and Sharpshooting with the Killer.
Figure 4 Radio.
You have an exceptionally vile mind, you know that?
Isn't safe to go inside.
And now it's time for the Mastermind's analysis, proudly sponsored by Figure 4 Radio. Lock it in to the best wrestling show.
Hello and welcome to episode 2 of the Mastermind's analysis. My name is the Mastermind Ollie Spring and I'm joined as always by the Killer Kai Brand.
Hello, goodbye.
And the Cryptid Toby Hagen.
What up?
Now, before we get into the juicy bits of today's topic, I need to address some statistics. Toby did point it out last time on the show, and there's been a few comments made by people to correct me. I was actually using two websites of stats data, and they were incorrect. There has been 250 odd John Cena versus Randy Orton matches. However, his total match count is actually 2,097. Basically, he's had 1,000 and whatever it was televised matches. However, the 251 stat with Randy Orton was from dark matches and live events, non-televised things. So out of 2,097 matches, 251 have been against Randy Orton. So that's what, about 10%?
Still a lot though. It's 12.5.
Yeah, still a lot. But anyway, so that's the admin from last time out of the way. Thank you for anyone who pointed that out to me. I'm man enough to hold my hands up if I make a mistake. Today, we're talking about the Beast, Brock Lesnar. I can't quite do the Heyman voice, but that guy. Have I just clipped the microphones like mad style?
No, it just looked awesome on this graph.
It's mesmerising. It's like yeah.
See, I've arranged this podcast so we can all look at each other and joke, but you two are just staring at the fucking screen.
I'm visually looking at our voices.
Wow. So basically, Toby, this is mainly for you today. I mean, the last one, John Cena, was mostly for. I think Nat, good fan of the show. Natalie was bitching on John Cena, and I thought, you know what, I need to put that woman in her place.
How come I've never met Natalie?
Because she is smoking hot, and I protect all my women friends from my male friends.
I've never met her either, but I've spoken to her. She sounds like a top girl. But yeah, hopefully we put her in her place about John Cena. So today it's all about Brock Lesnar. Now this is mainly for Toby. So Toby, what's your beef with the Beast? What's your Beast beef?
Well, for frequent listeners of anything that we do here at Figure 4 Radio, you will undoubtedly know that I know nothing about wrestling post early 90s.
You used to know nothing. You're now learning more.
I'm rapidly becoming enlightened.
I'm impressed with what you're learning.
I'm a bit like Ultron in that recent Avengers movie. Like, I've now got the internet. I now have friends, and I am just sourcing data at an astronomical rate, storing it within my metapositronic super brain computer-like device, if you will, and that is where I am disseminating all my information.
There are no strings on you anymore.
Absolutely,
there are no strings on you. So right, so let's throw some points up. What don't you like about Brock Lesnar?
Where do I begin? Okay, where do I begin?
Where do you begin? This is your point.
I'll point out that I had a lot of beef with him as well prior, once again, to WrestleMania this year. But once again, as with John Cena, since WrestleMania 31, it's all changed for me.
Okay, I think it's because of WrestleMania 31 that this has all begun for me. Mm-hmm. What did he do in that match most?
You're going to say German suplex, aren't you? In fact, no, you're going to say that throw where he hugs him from behind and throws him around.
He hugs people from behind and he throws them away like a parking ticket.
That's it. The German suplex.
The German suplex. Yeah. Well, I'm not racist, so I don't care what country he's suplexing in or from, but I don't want to see... Here's my first issue with Brock Lesnar.
Yep.
Have you ever played a video game Tekken 3?
I had a demo CD where I could play 2 levels from Tekken 3.
Was Eddie Gordo a playable character? He looked like Kofi Kingston.
Eddie Gordo.
Does anyone have a clue what I'm talking about?
No, not a clue.
Okay.
Granted, it's been a long time. It's been a long time since
Okay.
I played Tekken.
Well, let me school you a little
But possibly. No, yeah. Did he wear green and yellow?
He did. Ollie,
Yeah,
yes.
I remember him. Yeah.
Masterpedia, is that?
Okay.
It's Master Oogle.
Here is what happens
Google Mind.
when someone who has never played Tekken 3. This is like
That would be me.
yeah. They come to a young Toby Hagen's house. And they say, "Oh, you got Tekken 3 on the PlayStation. Can I
see
play?"
I see
and
where
I
this is
say,
going.
"Yes, you can pick any character you like except Eddie Gordo." And they say,
Why is
"Well,
that?
I want to be Eddie Gordo." I'm like, "Fuck, okay. Here's the control pad. Pick Eddie Gordo." And then they
Why
start,
Eddie Gordo?
because they start button mashing, and he starts doing the same goddamn flipping capoeira, like spinning kicks and stuff. And it's like they're just spamming the same move over and over and over again till it's a knockout.
That's genuinely what I thought Tekken was. You just mash the buttons.
In fairness, that is my tactic because I don't know any moves. Like, I have
Tekken
no
is a
choice.
game of skill, motherfucker.
I have no choice.
I take my fighting games very seriously. Anyway, but
I
yeah.
sound like I said farting games, and I was about to agree, and then I realised we're talking fighting games.
But
My fart game is next level shit.
it is. It's bordering on shit, I think. But yeah, basically, that's what Brock Lesnar is to me. He is Eddie Gordo in Tekken 3 in the hands of someone who doesn't know how to play a fighting game with discipline and respect. He spams the same move over and over and over again until the health bar is depleted and he gets a knockout. And that's my issue. Over to you, Mastermind.
But in fighting, it doesn't matter tactical wise as long as you win. And of course, that's what Brock Lesnar does. He might do the same moves over and over again, as you say, like the German suplex. What, he did it 16 times?
16 times, and
John Cena, whatever.
That's it. 16. He did 16 suplexes, a bunch of knee shots to the ribs. I think he hit one T-bone suplex.
Did he break John Cena's nose?
No.
Well, Seth Rollins. Anyway. But yeah, it doesn't matter what you do to win the fight as long as you win the fight, and that's what Brock Lesnar did. It doesn't matter.
But it's boring. I haven't paid anything, but I quote unquote have paid a shitload of money to attend WrestleMania 31, and I have seen my hopes and dreams dashed because this guy will not stop doing the same goddamn move. I want to see a show. I want to see spectacle. I don't want to see something on loop.
That was the greatest match I think I've ever seen. As well, potentially.
Well, I'm sorry, you're wrong.
Because potentially the greatest match. Although as listeners know, I am trying to find the absolute best match of all time, and I can now 100% say it didn't happen in 1996.
It happened at WrestleMania 3.
But no, it didn't. Which match at WrestleMania 3?
Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. Dragging the Tuggy Steamboat.
I think we may have found our next Mastermind analysis topic. But anyway, back to Brock Lesnar.
Overrated, iconoclastic.
It was. I get what you mean. Now, this is the thing with that argument. I can certainly understand it. I can see why it's boring because one of the main things I look for in my millions of matches that I'm currently watching. One of the things I look for is move variation. That's probably why I'm not a big fan of the early stuff because you had power slams, you had leg drops,
it kind of bored, but
elbow drops every now and again.
They look more real, I think, back then
Maybe
than they do these days because they're trying to move too fast. They're trying to jump around it. It's too choreographed.
In watching my matches, I give everything a star rating, and I watch WrestleMania 1, and I kind of award a best match of the card to one match on every card. I'm going to basically see how many superstars in each era have got the most show-stealing matches. WrestleMania 1 got my best match. It was David Sammartino versus possibly Brutus Beefcake. I gave it the best match of the card because there was a power slam to the outside of the ring. That is literally what made it the best match because everything else was just a clothesline, a power slam. So I agree that you need move variety, definitely. But for me, Brock Lesnar, I'm trying to
intense.
He's not really.
Speaking of intense, sorry to cut you off.
Yeah.
I just took my hat off my head, and then immediately after, the Mastermind removed his headphones. To you, Killer, did it look like we were about to throw down? Were we about to see?
I'm the master. I'm clever enough to know that I wouldn't stand a chance in that fight. You have the height, reach, weight advantage. I I would.
Flexibility.
I don't even have that really. But
You just need to pull out a laser pointer out your pocket and just start chasing it like a
You'd be like
retarded
a cat.
cat. Wow.
okay.
Speaking
So-
of cat, it's terrible wrestling. Carry on.
So I agree that you need move variety, but Brock Lesnar, he's not. You don't look at him and think, man, this guy's going to hit some moves. He's a powerhouse. He goes in there just to annihilate people. He's got an F5. That's 2 moves.
If that was the case, though, why isn't he quicker? He should be literally like bam, 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 relentless, and then just pin and win.
It's his slow pace. He's not a speedy wrestler. He's a big, bulky guy. I would argue that actually the fact that he's only hitting 1 move, maybe 2 or 3. Basically, imagine it this way. So you're in a match. He's in a match against John Cena. John Cena is Superman, as we've discussed. Mm-hmm. Brock Lesnar can beat John Cena with 1 move. That statement right there is powerful because it shows that it kind of elevates him above John Cena because he doesn't need to hit 450 splashes and delayed vertical suplexes and running power
That's
slams.
shooting star press though.
That's yeah.
Can I just quote you though?
Yeah.
You just said Brock Lesnar can defeat John Cena with 1 move.
Yeah.
He didn't defeat him with 1 move. He defeated him with the same move
16,
over and over 16 times.
So it's still 1 move.
16, 64, it doesn't matter.
But no. Granted, he hit it a
If
number
it
of
was
times.
1 move, I would be well impressed.
But the fact that he doesn't need to hit multiple types of move to win a match, I think it basically... To me, it's obviously an idea that either creative or Paul Heyman or even Brock himself has had, where I'm just going to go out there, I'm going to hit a German suplex over and over and over again. Not many people do that. Not many people can say they've gone out and had a 15-20 minute match and hit 2 different types of move.
Kurt Angle, maybe.
Not even Kurt hits. He's got some.
He's done a good 13, I think, German suplex.
I think that was in retaliation to suplex.
Probably. I got a feeling.
But the fact that no one else has ever really done it, so it's a little bit new. No one else has ever discussed about why did Hulk Hogan go out there and only hit 15 leg drops? Why did I'm trying to think of Kurt Angle go out and hit 15 Olympic slams? It's never been done before because no one's ever thought let's give it a go. So he's given it a go and it's got us talking for starters. But the fact that he doesn't need move variety to win, I think, puts him over as a beast. And it's almost like he doesn't need to worry. He's not there to impress people. As in his heel persona, he's not out there to hit these moves. He's out there to be ruthless and get the job done and piss people off, and it's worked because you don't like him.
I am feeling the heat coming out from under my collar right now.
So this is the thing. So he's out there. He's not out there to be a face. And Kai, back me up on this a little bit. But
I will do. I think it's right. I think it's Bruce Lee. Don't slap my face if I got that wrong. But Bruce Lee, or one of those martial arts experts, said many people practice 10,000 kicks once, where he will practice 10,000 one kick 10,000 times, master it. And that's essentially what Brock Lesnar's done with the German suplex.
And I think there's very few moves that look as brutal as a German suplex when it's done right. Especially when you saw him throw Seth Rollins around. It was like a lion with a rag doll. It was he was just launching him left, right, and centre. He did hit a few more. I think he does a release overhead belly to belly, but he's all about the suplexes because that's his power game, and it's where he coins Suplex City.
What I like is you don't watch UFC because
I do not know.
You have your own.
It's boring.
It's violent and aggressive and pointless to me.
People like it. It's a big industry. At the moment.
It's you can't argue that it's big, but I can't stand it.
Obviously, he was the UFC champion. It was real fight, and what I liked is the similarities between what he does in WWE and what he does in UFC. Like, he really gets down on top of them and punches them in WWE, and that's what he has to do in UFC. So I kind of like that aspect of what he does. Is like, okay, he's brilliant, he's a UFC champion. Okay, let's see what he's doing in the fake sport of wrestling.
That's what when he was brought back after his UFC run, he openly said, "I want to bring legitimacy to wrestling. I want to show people that." It is an ass-kicking thing. It's not just, vanilla midgets flying around. It's a dangerous sport. It's a brutal sport. It can be, and that's what he's done.
Vanilla midgets.
Yeah,
that's
that
what he
definitely
said.
piqued my interest.
I'm quoting the beast.
It's always been my dream to have A midget sidekick. I can't believe I'm admitting this, but you asked my mum like it's something I've asked
I think I'm close to being your midget sidekick.
I think you are. I think that's why I love you so
I've
much.
definitely got it in a bag. I just need to be able to grow better facial hair, and I'll be perfect.
Okay, so my first criticism: he spams the German suplex.
Which is fair. That's a hard one to dispute, but storyline-wise, it puts him over as a powerhouse, I think.
Okay, so that point is now concluded. Moving on to my second criticism, which is in fact less of an attack on Brock Lesnar per se, but more of an attack on everybody else in the WWE involving him. How do you kill the Wicked Witch of the West?
With Goldberg.
Or
Spear! With water?
I don't know.
You throw water on it, right?
Okay. Are you suggesting we throw water on Brock Lesnar?
I'm not suggesting we throw water on Brock Lesnar. How do you do a German suplex?
And we're talking how do you do it in general? Oh no, I see where you're going with this. Yeah, I mean,
how do you do a German suplex?
You grab someone from behind.
Right, here's my point.
Yeah.
Don't fucking turn your back to Brock Lesnar. Why is everybody in the goddamn WWE turning around and letting him get away with this bullshit? What the fuck? Am I the only one seeing this?
Wow.
Right, but when you got somebody that size, that massive, when you just got down and you get up, you don't know where the... Can we swear?
Well,
yeah,
we
I
just did.
apologise.
Where the fuck? The guy who's going to bully you don't know where he is. You just get up thinking you're a bit dazed, and you got a shark behind you grabbing you. It's like saying, "Oh crap, the anaconda's going to swallow me." Oh no, the anaconda's wrapping around me. I better get out of this one. You've got no chance, have you? That thing is going to grab you, and you're going to go flying. Shut up, Hagen.
No. I am in a jungle, and the anaconda is getting me, right? I'm in the ocean, and the shark is getting me, right? I'm in a wrestling ring. I'm immediately like, okay, I'm disorientated, but I'm pretty sure that a ring has 4 posts. Brock Lesnar is not in my field of vision. He must be behind me.
But by that point, bam, he's already got you.
That's it.
He hasn't already got me though, because I never turned around in the first fucking place.
Okay, usually right. Let me try and recall.
I'm not even a wrestler, and I'm not turning my back on that man.
There's usually he doesn't start off. It's not as if the bell rings and everyone just turns their back to him. And he runs in like a prison rapist. The bell rings and they stand there, and he usually flies in with forearms and starts pounding down on them, and they kind of put their arms up and cover themselves, and then as soon as you take you're off your guard, he grabs you and twists you and throws you like.
I've just got you. Sorry about your German suplex. What about the belly to belly suplex? That's what he does as well.
I haven't seen that.
Because it's exactly the same as the German suplex.
I get bored so many.
The front,
but from the front.
It's the English suplex.
Well. Let's not talk about the war. Okay, but this is the thing. But then we talk. If this was a UFC fight, you wouldn't turn your back on him. But
exactly.
It's wrestling.
Wait. So a sport where they legitimately knock each other out within 9 seconds flat, versus a sport where I'm going to break kayfabe here. It's quote unquote staged
entertainment.
It's sports entertainment. It's not legitimate sport.
It's not fake.
Okay, I know that they legitimately fuck each other up, but in UFC, why do you not turn your back on him? And in WWE, why do you turn your back on him? And then
how else would he do his German suplex? Precisely.
Don't let him do the German suplex. That's the goddamn point.
I've only seen a few. Let him do it.
Toby, were you in the war? Have you got something about the? Have you got some like beef with the Germans now?
I stayed at the top of this podcast. I am not racist in the slightest, unless you're South African or from Italy.
Well, so there's 2 things in this world I cannot stand. Those are that intolerant of other people's cultures and the Dutch.
Exactly.
Name that film.
That would be Austin Powers 3.
It would be. Anyway, carry on. Moving swiftly on. Okay, granted, but it's not as if the bell rings and they just whip around and show them his back and say, "Come on, suplex me, baby." Like, it's tactical. As I say, I'm pretty sure if Brock Lesnar was stood in front of you and he wanted to German suplex you, he'd probably just punch you in the face and you'd spin around 180
You wouldn't have a choice.
That's it.
If Brock Lesnar wanted to do anything with you, you would not have a choice. It's not a case of I'll just face him.
If he wants
to pick you up, Hagen, swap you around, and then German suplex.
If he wants to take you out for a seafood dinner and never call you back, he will do that.
If he wants to give you a fake number, he will do that.
He will. He's Brock Lesnar. He's the one in 21-1.
Okay, but can he outsmart me when I say I don't want to go anywhere near him?
Well, if you're not,
he would have to find me first. He doesn't know who I am.
There's a lot of people in the world.
I'm the one who's going to sneak. He has no idea who I am, so I'm going to walk up behind him and give him a fucking German suplex. say suplex city bitch,
if
and
you
then
could-
walk off,
if
and
you
he'll be
could-
like, "What the fuck just happened?"
If you could pick him up, I would. I'd tell you what. Can we?
I would marry.
Can we make this happen now? Toby Hagen has just said he's going to hunt Brock Lesnar down. Right, I don't know when the next tour is in the UK or if Brock Lesnar's on it, but can we try and find him? And like, we won't get tickets, we'll just hang around by the stage entrance. As soon as he walks from his coach to the stage door, you just run in suplexes. Can we try and make this happen?
Obviously, I'm gonna die if that legitimately happens. I'll concede though. I'll concede.
He's backtracking.
No. I don't want to go to jail and or dead. But if
wanna go
what
to
if I run up behind him and just shout German? I've just German suplexed you.
He'd probably turn around and say, no, you haven't.
I would duck.
Shit.
Get out my way. But
Well-
okay, but you can't always face everybody all the time. At some point, someone's going to be behind you. But okay, anyway, that's a weird point. But
You were behind me as we walked in to get into my car.
Exactly.
Next
And
time
what
that happens,
happened?
just shout, I just German suplexed you, suplex city, bitch. How would you like that?
Bitch.
Yeah.
All right, fair enough.
You have more
Cle-
points.
I do have another point.
Yeah.
You know Super Mario Brothers?
No, this is good. This is cool. If you say the N word, I'm gonna bitch slap you. I'm gonna throw this coaster at you like a shuriken.
In Super Mario Brothers,
Yeah.
you're running along and there's a block above your head
Yeah.
with a question mark on it.
Okay.
You jump,
I do.
you hit it with your head,
I always hit it with my head.
and a coin pops out.
Yeah.
Brock Lesnar's head looks like one of those bricks. It is square, and it looks like a doorstop. It looks like a novelty item that you would find in a fucking
you see those
garden
pops
shop.
up there? His head looks like an actual real life
It
pop.
does. He looks like a pyro pop,
Wow.
but his neck is too goddamn thick for.
He doesn't have a neck.
He doesn't know.
His neck went on vacation and never came back.
No, it's
His
from
neck might be sneaking up behind him right now. Okay, so you don't like his face?
No, and I also don't like that when people do actually punch him in the face, a coin doesn't pop out of his head either.
His ears kind of look like queens. Have you noticed that? They're kind of just
crying.
flat and round. Okay, so
His hair is so. His head is just square.
I can't
And you know what? I'm
can't
like with
analyse his
people. I
face,
can't
like-
like his face.
I can't analyse that for you because that's just the way he's brought. He can't help his face.
He can.
How?
Um,
I mean,
Don't look at me for it.
I mean, for me, I think his,
the reason
his,
I'm looking at you because you've got like the square jaw as well, but your head is actually quite adorable and handsome. But
Correct answer.
yeah,
I don't like how his hair kind of looks like it's just painted on.
that's true.
It's almost like his head is wedge shaped and his hair is painted. So that is, yeah, but I can't analyse that. So have you got any more reasons why you don't like him?
Yeah. And this is a kind of another broader issue that he's part of. Oh, sorry. Did you want to say something? Okay. He's a bully.
He's a heel. Yeah.
That's the whole point. He is a heel.
That's a heel.
Yeah, I
That's a
know,
heel,
I know. So, what is the only way to make your career go to another level?
I love how
As a heel.
I love how you prove your points by asking us questions. Like you really get us engaged. It's not like I don't like this guy. It's like, why do you think Super Mario loves jumping a box?
Now we've gone back to Super Mario.
Yeah.
Is Super Mario Paul Heyman? Just without the tash.
Possibly Luigi.
Louis?
Is Mario Jewish?
He's not.
No, so
No,
it
right,
can't be
Paul
Paul.
Heyman.
Yeah, can't be
He's
Paul Heyman.
Italian.
He's either way. So
Just because he's Italian doesn't mean he can't be a Jew.
So what is it about
Oh,
a
yeah,
bully?
that's
You're asking me a question about a bully.
Yeah. He's a bully. So, what is the only way for a
bully?
How do I go about saying this? Basically, my point is, I'm not going to ask it in a question. I'm just going to flat out state it. The only sorry,
I killed
I
the
did
flow.
ask. Yeah, you as a quote unquote bully character and as pretty much the most dominant heel in sports entertainment right now. The only way for because his career will stagnate eventually. He's going to run out of people that he's going to kick the shit out of.
Yeah.
All that kind of thing. So I'm just putting my shirt down so Katie doesn't see my butt because she's just walking. Hey.
Has appeared. Anyway, so he's a bully.
He's a bully. The only way that once his career declines, which I suspect is going to happen sooner than most people realise, is for him to turn face.
Which he's already done.
Yeah.
When?
Monday just gone. Today is Thursday. He turned face. Well, he didn't officially. He's always been kind of like a tweener because the like when he was up against John Cena, the kids would always want John Cena and not the bully, whereas the
adults.
adult males would be like, fuck this Brock Lesnar, go fuck him up.
And
So-
I'm one of those people. I want to see Brock Lesnar go in there and fuck people up.
But the thing is, he doesn't necessarily have to do. He doesn't change his character to be a heel or a face. He carries on doing what he does, and it's just the case that instead of fighting a good guy, he's now fighting a bad guy.
Yeah, he's kind of neither nor, isn't he? Because against what's his face, Roman Reigns, he was a heel, but his character doesn't really change when he comes up against Seth Rollins. He
That's
was more
it.
of a face, wasn't
Brock Lesnar is still Brock Lesnar. He's still cocky. He's still going to hit the same move. Only problem is he's now up against the guy that everyone wants to boo, including the kids. So he's now the face by proxy.
Who is it? Sorry, he's going up against now.
He's in a he's
time of recording.
Closing out a feud with Seth Rollins. Well, no, before time of recording. Him and Seth Rollins was done at Battleground. It's now him and the Undertaker again. And in all honesty, Undertaker's taking the heel road because he's hit 2 consecutive low blows the last time he's been in the ring with him. So Undertaker's trying to play the heel. But this Monday just gone, they were in Minnesota, and it was the Brock Lesnar homecoming thing, and he was treated as the returning king. He wasn't treated as a heel. He was treated as the hero of Minnesota coming home, and they threw a big party, and it was awesome. So he's kind of like Stone Cold. Stone
I
Cold.
don't know who that is.
What?
I know who he is, but I don't.
Yeah.
I've never watched the guy wrestle. I know he had blonde hair in WCW, and then suddenly he was bald, had a
That's
goatee, and drank beer.
Okay, let me try and think. Was there someone in the 80s that was kind of like him? I don't know because but he's like
Ultimate Warrior, I guess.
No,
he was.
I think in the 80s there were a face and
That's
a heel,
it.
and it was a massive thing when
Yeah.
Hulk and Warrior went.
But like, they're kind of called tweeners or in-betweeners. So they're kind of they're people are cheering for them, but they're still doing bad things. Like Stone Cold was like the anti-hero.
Yeah.
So he would drink beer and swear and beat up his boss, but people loved him for it. So he wasn't Hulk Hogan, the say your prayers and eat your vitamins, blah blah blah. He was F you, F this.
He did what everybody wanted to do in real life.
Yeah.
Screw you to the boss and punch the boss and do all that and got away with it and drink beer at work. Brilliant.
So he's kind of he kind of transcends that now. I think he kind of transcends it because people kind of respect him now because he's been around long enough and he's done enough. So yeah, I think he's kind
German
of
suplexes.
yeah he's kind of he's done enough to transcend face or heels.
But this is where I was going with the original statement. Is like if he's a heel and then he turns face. He fucked everyone up who's a face, so how can he be accepted into
He
the...
doesn't need that acceptance from
but
other
he
people.
does
for me.
He's not joining. He's not
accept
joining a stable. He's not working alongside.
It's not
people.
like the Avengers
to be
joining the
honest,
Justice League.
He's kind of just like he will fight anybody. He will fight he will fight a good guy, a bad guy, and he will do the same thing no matter what because he's an ass kicker. He's turning up just to beat people up, get a paycheck, and go home, regardless of their standing with the fans.
On paper, talking about Brock Lesnar, obviously a powerhouse, an unbeatable beast, as we all know to this day. One of the matches, I remember the hype, I remember the whole storyline behind it, that I really loved. Obviously, WCW guy Goldberg versus Brock Lesnar. Have you seen that match?
In part, yeah.
What a load of bollocks that was.
Yeah, the crowd took over and they let them, to be honest.
Well, I think it comes to a bad point when you had this powerhouse of Goldberg and you had this beast of Brock Lesnar.
It should have been a great match.
It looks great on paper,
But because
in real life.
everyone knew they were leaving, they shat all over it and they just couldn't be bothered in the end. I'm going to give a bit of my feedback for first now. Toby, have you got any more major points, or are you going to?
I think I'm done now.
Do you not like his clothing, or?
I just don't like his face.
Just
I don't
his face, his leg.
I don't
Have you
like
ever
that
been
he's a
suplexed?
bully. I don't like that everyone is turning their back on him.
I think in many ways the
I
reasons
just don't
why
like him.
the reasons why you dislike him are the reasons why he's wanting you to dislike him.
I don't care what he wants.
But
I don't like him
you're
because
giving
I
him
am
what
my
he
own man. I'm not his bitch.
You're giving him what he wants. I hated Brock Lesnar as the WWE champion because for 3 pay-per-views in a row he wasn't at, so he was a champion and he wasn't there defending his belt, and historically if you don't defend your belt every 30 days you have to give it up, but for some reason mystically WWE forgot about this rule and just let him carrying on being the champion. So this is why at WrestleMania 31 he walked in. He started. I mean, the match with Roman Reigns on its own was brilliant. Like, I mean, Toby, I know you won't maybe realize the story building up and why people didn't like Roman and stuff.
I know it after the fact because I've watched all those.
That's true. Actually, you've watched the lead up. So basically, they didn't think he could go, and it was basically everyone wanted to see Roman Reigns get fucked up. There's no other. I couldn't wait to see it. But then Roman Reigns stood on his own 2 feet and he bloodied the beast. He took everything Brock Lesnar could throw at him and he kept getting back up. I loved what they were doing. Then in comes Seth Rollins, and it was possibly, for the second year in a row, it was a stunning moment that nobody thought would happen.
Was it?
Nobody expected him to cash in mid-match.
Essentially putting a Cluedo piece in a Monopoly board.
That's it. And it was just like, wow, all of a sudden the game has changed. Once again, I jumped out of my seat at this point. I was going, I mean, literally, I know I can't ever relive that moment, but it was one of the happiest moments of my life. I was just like, it was perfect storytelling. So Brock Lesnar lost the championship without ever being pinned, so he doesn't look weaker in it. And then Brock Lesnar, he wasn't the champion, and now we have a champion that's on Raw every night, SmackDown every night, is at every show defending it as it should be. So WWE righted that wrong for me. I was happier now that he hasn't got the championship. He's a part-time player. It's like you wouldn't give The Undertaker the heavyweight championship because he's only doing 2 matches a year at the moment. So they righted that wrong. Secondly, he went off in the right direction. The storyline has just been better, I think. So he's wanted his revenge. They found logical ways to write him off of the storyline. I don't know. It seems to all be making sense now to me. Like he's in a role that suits him. He comes back every now and again and just beats a load of people up. Because he's only contracted for a few shows. This is how it works with him. He's got a limited appearance contract, so he only has to work X days a year, and he still gets to make his millions. But he's being used as that big guy that comes back and sells tickets, rather like Undertaker, like Triple H, like Sting. He's in that category now. He kind of transcends that. And as well, Paul Heyman is another reason. We've been going almost half an hour now, I think, and we haven't even discussed Paul Heyman, and I think that's potentially a third one, because Paul Heyman, I think, is a reason why I do what I do in the wrestling world, I think.
I have the 3-disc Paul Heyman box set.
Yes.
So if that's going to be the next episode, I'm going to watch all 3 discs.
Can we all watch it together? Can we have like a weekend at Toby's house? Or you guys come over here and we'll just like jump in our onesies, put on some face packs, open a bottle of wine, put on our dressing gowns, and watch 3 discs of Paul Heyman.
Try on each other's underwear.
I'm pretty sure I might be able to sleep in yours. So we'll do that. We'll have everyone over. We'll watch all of Paul Heyman. And episode 3 will now be about Paul Heyman. We've just decided that there and then.
Oh, yeah.
Toby, have I changed your mind on Brock Lesnar?
Brock Lesnar, I'm over it.
You're cool. Kai, what are you thinking of?
No, I've always kind of liked Brock Lesnar. My only main issue with Brock Lesnar was the whole Goldberg and Brock Lesnar, but that's because he was leaving. I love the angle he's got with WWE at the moment, where he's not a heel, he's not a face, he's in between. He's the character that I loved in Goldberg growing up, but he's now an adult version of my Goldberg.
Yeah, he's grown up. Yeah. He's cut all of his hair off, and he's now just got hair-coloured skin.
And he's just going around beating the crap out of people.
That's it. He's an ass kicker. As long as he doesn't get a belt, I'm fine. Predictions for SummerSlam that's coming up. Obviously, by the time this airs, it'll be over. But Brock Lesnar or Undertaker at SummerSlam?
Brock Lesnar, because a friend of ours, Scott Starspud, put it into my head that Sting's going to turn up and ruin it for the Undertaker, and there's going to be a whole feud.
And you think it's going to go on? Okay, Toby. Undertaker or Lesnar?
That just blew my mind. I can't wait to see 2 OAPs duke it out in front of 1,000 screaming hillbillies. Brock Lesnar versus Undertaker. Ooh.
Who's going to win?
I'm going to speculate that Lesnar is going to quote unquote win, but there's going to be some sort of issue or stipulation that's going to put it over in Undertaker's favour somehow.
Okay. I've got a few ideas.
I don't want to say disqualification because that's too cheap.
Okay, it's going to be a non-ending, or like a false finish, or...
Yeah, false finish. I think Undertaker's going to walk out as the winner.
No, I thought if Sting shows up, I think Sting versus Undertaker would be an interesting match. It's one that everyone wants to see. I mean, it could happen. It also might not happen. Presuming Sting doesn't turn up, I'm thinking Undertaker's going to win this round, and then they're going to have the rubber match at WrestleMania 31, and that's probably where the retirement angle is going to come in. And Brock Lesnar's going to say, or Paul Heyman's going to say, right, Undertaker, fair enough, you got the better of us at SummerSlam, but we still beat your streak. How about WrestleMania one last time? If we beat you, you retire. If Brock Lesnar loses, then they'll throw in some stipulation like he has to.
Toby gets to give him a German suplex.
I tell you what, there would be nothing to make me feel happier than Paul Heyman announcing that Toby Hagen can give his client Brock Lesnar a suplex. I can't see it happening. But either way, by the time this airs, we will all know, and we'll find out who's right. And I guess we can find out next episode on the Mastermind Analysis. Thank you very much for listening. I've been joined by the killer Kai Brand.
Goodbye, hello.
And you fucking idiot. And by the Cryptid Toby Hagen.
What up? Goodbye.
And my name is Arlie Spring. I'm the Mastermind. Thanks for listening. Tune in next time where we'll be dissecting Paul Heyman.
Figure 4 Radio.